Alright, you know what time it is. We're gonna play another fighter. And this is a Japanese fighter, so it's gonna look weird, it's gonna be over the top, it's gonna be flashy. We got Naruto, I can't pronounce that, some say Naruto Special. So this is after a cartoon series. And yes, it's in Japanese, so I'm just gonna have to do a quick overview. But it's a fighter, and I believe if you can get an import of this game, it wouldn't be bad to look at it. There's a lot of options, there's a lot of characters you can unlock. I haven't unlocked much of them, but we can see how it is so far. There's a couple of characters, and they all have their little special abilities. Some are more strong, some are faster. You can just tell who's the bad guy, who's going to be the tough guy, just by looking at them. I mean, you got the one black guy in Japan, it seems, and you got the rest of them just... They all have angry-looking faces. They look like they're just ready to fight. So we're going to start off with the main character. He was on the cover, so let's just go with him. So, what he said... This game, you're going to walk on a path to your storyline, which is nice, because you get to branch off and pick different decision trees, and each fight will tell you, hey, beat this person in 90 seconds, do this or that. If you can't speak Japanese, you can still understand if it says 66 or 60, it probably means beat them this fast or something. And if not, just go with it, just kill your opponent. See on the bottom, we see our special meter, like most games. We can use our B button to dodge from side to side. You are able to kind of walk on a semi-3D map, since it could be 4 characters fighting at a time. That's our grab button, which we use with the C button. And we're going to just get right into it. There's recoveries. You can get hit and attack, and you can just kind of dodge and disappear in front of the person again. I'm using the Wii remote control, but you can use other controls like the GameCube, I believe. So we got these 2 teenagers just fighting it out. I'll try to do some specials for you guys. So there's a little talking between some characters during the storyline. We're just gonna move over that. We got a character who's... This is his environment, since he can control sand. And as you get used to it, they have, you know, little things like... I'll throw my little daggers. He'll throw sand daggers as it is. I can make my little clones of myself, and he'll make his own clones through sand. Those little, you know, heartbacks to each person's individual ability is really interesting, and it works for the game. Furthermore, there is the Wi-Fi setting, so you can fight people online, and you know, your whole option of how you want to set things up. Every man for himself, 3-way, 4 ways, you know, the normal tag team type gameplay you would expect, or all at the same time. It can get a little hectic when everyone's in the bout at the same time, jumping around, disappearing, but you get used to it. Let's try a Wi-Fi match. Couldn't get online, but I'm going to show you another option you have. If you're having trouble learning how to play the game, there is a tutorial. Won't help you if you can't speak Japanese, though. Basically, it's just telling you that each character can be centered on a specific character in a 4-way fight, so you don't just happen to just attack anybody you don't want to attack. Furthermore, if you're just in the mood to just attack random mooks, random thugs, you can just do that. Just to show you a few specials, you're going to have actual movements you have to do with your controller while you're doing the specials that kind of interact and look like what the special looks. It makes you feel like you're more into the game. As he makes like a decision to make a ball or something, you'll be twirling the controller in a ball direction. If you're used to playing maybe Dragon Ball Z Budokai for the Wii, it's very similar to that, how you do specials in that game. A little easier, because it doesn't really hurt too much if you don't get it all correct. Alright, so after we win the match, we get to branch off. We get to choose our decision, where we want to go. It's a nice little addition, to make you have a path and decide if you get a certain amount of scrolls, I can go this way. And you earn those through doing the correct mission. Like if I got all these correct, I would get 3 scrolls. It can help you get past the path where you're fighting a boss and you can't defeat him. You can go a different direction. So now you're going to see how it looks to have the 4-player matches. It's going to be like a tag type. My character seems to be able to duplicate himself, and most characters can use that ability to throw little daggers and knives. This character can draw things and they come to life. We have a bigger character, so you can expect that he's going to be using more, busty, harsh attacks that are a little slow but get the job done. So we have a character who can use clay, it seems, and he creates little items with that and attacks you with them, like birds or insects. It's a little difficult to fight since he can use projectiles most of the time. A little specific attack that you just did there. So I just switched into the GameCube controller to show you guys how it's a little bit easier to play with it. You can just do specials simply by triggering 1 or 2 button presses. On the GameCube controller, you have your B button to do the weak attacks, A to do strong, Y to throw or juggle. With the X, we can do our specials. Our character can actually transform. And you still get to do the button presses that you do before when you're running across. You tap on the analog in a certain direction. It makes it easier to even sidestep because you can just press the 1 button. And you can kind of feel like it's a better idea to play with the GameCube controller. If you're a more serious gamer. But the game is just very out there. It has puppets and ranged characters. It has a big assortment of characters. The only problem is, I would say, if you have a previous version of this type of game, you might just feel that this is more the same, If this is the first time you're playing one of these wacky versions of the Japanese cartoon or show, you'll enjoy it. You really will. There's a lot here. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of characters. There's about over 40 characters, and they're very unique. And I think it's worth a try, worth a look. The graphics look great. The gameplay is a little simple if you're looking for something really difficult, but it has its moments. Like if you get really good at this game, you will see that it's a little more complicated than people make it seem. But it's also really more of a get in there and play type of game. You'll have fun with your friends, as long as no one's too serious about it. And with that, I'll just end it and say that, even the environments, the tone of the whole game, the soundtrack, it really just fits the tone of what they're trying to go for here. It's a ninja village. They have it sounds like an authentic, old school movie. You hear the I'll let you hear it yourself, actually. Kind of the guitar and the bongs, and it really feels like you're watching one of those Japanese movies where you can't understand the language, but you like what you're watching. You enjoy what you're seeing, and it's a lot of fun. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I would recommend this game, actually. At this point, I haven't recommended a lot of games lately, but I'd recommend it if you're a fan, definitely. If you're not, you can take a look at it. I wouldn't say you should buy it. If you never heard of this stuff, and you just want a fighter, maybe there's other games you can get that are a little more deep in the fighting aspects. But if you're looking for something that's wacky and a lot of different character moves, and this might be what you're looking for. I mean, you got a girl who can fly on a fan right in the middle of the game, and it's just you probably wouldn't mind playing this game. And lastly, let's end it with a bang. A completely cheap move that lowers your energy completely, but you're basically not going to get this guy at this point. Alright, if you like what you see, as always, donate to Cell Research, thereviewcell.com, and we are out.